Hey guys, this video is a response to the Asian Invasion 147 or Asian Invasion 147.
So I was watching your video and I just, was laughing because of how I know a lot of these people. I go to a community college and there is a huge group of wapanese people. And I honestly think that the ultimate definition of a wapanese person is somebody that has completely lost interest in their own culture, so in this case American culture, and has exchanged it with an obsession with Japanese culture, and that's like all they care about. Having an obsession with learning Japanese and basically just really, really wanting to be an Asian person. And if somebody were to look at my channel, I was thinking about this, they might think that I'm one of those people. And I just want to clarify a couple things about my own channel so that people don't get that misconception of me. I'm learning Japanese because Japanese culture is an interest of mine, not because of anime. I do not watch anime. I don't want to learn Japanese to have it as a translation tool for watching animes. That would be extremely pointless because if that was the reason, you know, I was learning it, why don't I just use translations? That's way too much work just for anime, which is probably which is a fad for people anyways. Learning a language shouldn't be for a fad. Learning a language is an extremely difficult process. I'm learning Japanese because I want to learn a second language, and I have a higher interest in visiting there someday than I would say a European country. I have respect for their culture. If I were to visit there, I'd want to learn the language so that they wouldn't have to feel obligated to speak English when I come in contact with a Japanese person. So basically, what I'm saying is if I were to go visit France or Italy or something like that, if I had an interest in that culture, I would be learning Italian or French because, I think it's important that if you're going to visit someplace, you at least know the basics of their language. This would probably leave people wondering why I'm into Japanese culture if I'm not into anime. Anime is not the only thing in Japanese culture. I love Japanese food. And no, I'm not just talking about sushi, but I'm talking about other Japanese food too, such as bento boxes and stuff like that. Bento boxes are a great concept when it comes to portion sizes and stuff like that, which is something that Americans can really improve on. Another reason that I like Japanese culture is because I like the fashion. I really like the Olzang look. You guys saw my video about Olzang makeup. Um, I also, I like the Lolita look. I think it's really adorable. Um, and it's different from what people do here. It's an uncommon look. So, using it as kind of a basis of, the clothes that I choose is kind of just something that I've adapted. You know, um, does that mean that I wear little frilly shirts all the time? No. I still, like right now, this is my pajama shirt, but, I still wear my band shirts and stuff like that. But I kind of use the Olzang style, which was influenced by Magabond, to kind of incorporate some girlier looks into my clothes, and I really like it. So that's another reason why I like Japanese culture. Okay, so if you haven't picked this up in my video already, I'm just gonna clarify this just for somebody that might post this saying that I want to be Japanese. No, I do not want to be Japanese. I personally like the way I look. I like my European, my American heritage, and I do not want to be Asian, and I'm not trying to look Asian. Um, Am I saying that I think American girls are prettier than Japanese girls? No. There are beautiful Japanese girls. There's beautiful American girls, just like any other culture. So, to you girls out there that want to be Japanese and will do anything to look Japanese, I think you should just be comfortable in your own skin because you're born a certain way. There's really nothing that you can do about it now, and you're never going to be Japanese. And, I talked to my friend in Japan, and he said that there's Japanese girls that try to look American, and I just think that, they shouldn't try that either with their eyelid glue and their stuff like that to make their eyes look bigger. They should just be comfortable in their own skin because they need to know that there's American girls over here that are trying to look like them. It's completely crazy. I just think people should, try to embrace the beauty that they have. So, the point of this video is just to get across that people can be into Japanese culture without being wapanese or weeaboos or whatever you want to call it. So, I guess just like all subcultures, in teenage society and young adult society, people are just trying to find their own identity, and wapanese is just another one of those where, like emo and scene kid and, super preppy and whatever, it's just another one of those. It's the people that kill it, the people that are like die hard, or just people that are trying to find their own identities, and are just latching on to Japanese culture. I mean, who knows what'll be next? Maybe like, I don't know, maybe there'll be a fad of people that want to be Islam or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, people just are naturally, I think, more interested in other people's cultures, and Japanese is just a really popular one for Americans because of anime and stuff like that. I mean, just look at like when foreign exchange girls, I mean, even if they're not particularly more attractive than the American girls, it's like the guys go crazy for them just because, they're foreign and they're different. And I think that's what American people do. They're just into Asian things because it's foreign and, different. So, all right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Hope I clarified some things for anyone that might have thought I was annoying or wapanese or whatever you want to call it. All right, bye.